All right, what's up, guys? Today we're going to be working on the traction bar for the all-wheel drive EG. I got the traction bar flanges over here. So it looks like we're going to use probably all four of these. We're going to do two on the inside and two on the outside of the frame rail. So we're probably going to end up drilling through the frame rail. On the other side, there's 3 bolt holes. You can see them right there. Probably going to drill through, get long bolts, go through the frame rail on both sides. That way it's stronger. And then we got to pick up some 1 and 5/8 tube to go through the flanges. And then you're gonna try to get the radiator mounted in here with a couple tabs on the bottom, and then make a bracket so it can hold the radiator at the top. And then after that, we can figure out doing the up pipe and the dump tube. I wanted to get the radiator in here first. That way we can, have good clearance between these lines and the radiator and all this stuff. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing today, and hopefully getting all that mounted up today and doing a couple different things. So yeah, let's head over to the steel place and see if we can find some tubing to get that done. So this is the tube we just picked up. It's about 5'3" inches. I always get a little bit more than I need. That way if it's too long, I can just cut some off the end. I won't have to weld anything onto the end of it. It's about 1/8 inch thick, or schedule 40, so it's pretty thick. It's pretty heavy. It's like, I think 12 pounds is this 5 foot length. We're gonna have to open up these flange holes a little bit just to get the tube to slide through. And then we also got these tabs right here that we're going to be using to weld onto the tube like that. 2 of them, so I can make a mount that goes from the bar to the transmission. I know a lot of people sell mid plates already for that, but I like to make my own just out of stuff that you can get like at Ace Hardware, so anybody can make them. And then we also got these tabs right here. These are the tabs we're going to be using to mount the radiator. Basically, they'll be welded to the tube, like this, wherever the radiator is going to sit. And then the 2 pegs that are on the bottom of the radiator sit in these holes right here. I usually like to find some type of rubber to put right here, so it just doesn't, so the vibration doesn't eat through the aluminum on the radiator. But yeah, so we're gonna do that, and we'll see what it looks like after we're all finished with it. So now that we got these holes opened up on all four and these all cleaned up, we got the bolts, washers, and nuts to put those through, and the bar here. We're gonna hang it all on the car and then kind of mock up the bumper to see how much space we have on each side, because we're gonna let the bar go past, you know, past the frame rail this way, just in case we need to mount a fuel cell or something later on, or a battery box or something like that. We're gonna let it go past a little bit. But we got to put it on there to make sure that it doesn't hit the bumper on the outside. So, yeah. Alright, now that we got it all mounted up and cleaned up, we're going to give it, probably going to just fully weld as much as I can on both sides. That way it doesn't move around. It's got 5 inches on each side of the outside flange. So it ended up being 52 inches all the way across. So we're going to go ahead and weld it up while it's bolted to the car, and then move on to mounting the radiator and I'm gonna do a motor mount from the traction bar right here, a couple tabs back to the transmission to hold the motor a little bit more. So let's get to doing that. Alright, so for the motor mount I was talking about, I use these 2 tabs right here. They're basically made up to the traction bar right here. Also, I'll do 2 of these like that, with one of these bushings in the center of it, like that. Something like that. And then these 2 go on the trans like this. There's a hole in the bottom, 2 holes in the bottom, and these holds the factory 17mm bolts really nice and snug in there. So use 2 of those, basically like that, and then to tie it all together, I use this I believe it's 5/8 solid bar, and then it'll all go somewhat like this. So they're kind of lined up like that, and then I'll set that on there like that, and then tack it to all 3 of the bushings. So usually I do two rows of this. I might be able to get away with doing 3, but it just becomes a super strong mount that you can unbolt, because it'll unbolt from the traction bar here at this point, and then these 2, pull those 2 bolts out and you're good to go. That's my way of making a mid plate per se. I know people sell the mid plates that are already made, but you can go buy all this stuff at Ace Hardware. These bushings, this rod, and the you know, the bolts if you wanted to, or you can use factory 17mm bolts. And then these I buy them at my local machine shop, but if you wanted to get them online, you could. They're from All Star Performance, and the part number is 60002. They're 3/16 radius tabs, and that's a 4-pack. So you can do a couple of traction bars with these if you wanted to. And then also the bolts fit really nice into those tabs right there. So yeah, I'm gonna get to doing that. Clean all the zinc coating off of these, clean the zinc coating off of the bar as well, and get it all tacked up and get it all welded up, and that'll be finished, and then we'll move on to the radiator. Stuff cleaned up and got all the bolts. We're gonna head over to the car and bolt these two up to the car down here at the bottom. Turn this light on so you can see what's going on. Alright, so bolt one back here. Get in there, and then the other one goes up here. Just like that. I just get them kind of hand tight. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and set it up something like this. I'm going to go above this one, below this one, and then over here I'm going to go on top of this one. That way this stays low enough that it's not going to get in the way of my radiator, because the radiator is going to sit pretty much flush with the top of this. So if I end up putting this on top, this will be too high and the radiator will hit right here, so I don't want to do that. So I'm gonna get this tacked to these. So I push it pretty much against the trans just so I know that it's straight. A little tack there. Give another one over here. So yeah, I'm just going to put it underneath, that way it gets away from the radiator. So do one about there. Tacked up there. So this one's gonna land. Give her a tack. A couple little tacks. Finally, I'll give it some tacks up here. Just keep them in place. That's basically what it's looking like from up here. 2 bars, the tabs tacked to the traction bar, and then the bottom looks like that. So I'm gonna get these welded pretty much all the way to the bar, that way they don't move around, and then I'll weld these as much as I can with everything bolted to the car, and then that'll be it for that mount. All right, so I ended up not needing the tabs. I kind of just aligned the radiator where it needed to go, and then I drilled 2 holes in the bar, so it just sits inside the bar, and the end tank's not touching the bar, as you can see right there, since it has some welds around those 2 tabs that go down in there. So that should be good there. Super close to the wastegate over here, but I need the clearance on this side for the back door of the intercooler for the pipe to go through. So fits pretty good in there. It sits a little lower than factory, so make sure the hood will close. And then I'm just gonna make probably an aluminum tab up here to just hold it back. I ended up having to cut off the tabs that I welded on the intercooler to mount it, because I had to move it over to the left as far as I could to get it to clear the radiator right here. So it clears pretty good now, and the pipe lines up pretty much perfect. So I'll probably just remake the tabs to go from here to here, and then on this side probably the same, or I might move it down and put it right here. But it just ended up working out, because now this coupler literally just goes on the turbo and onto the intercooler right there pretty perfectly. So that ended up working out. But this is kind of like, this is what it's looking like right now. So we got pretty limited space for the downpipe and the dub tube, but we'll get those up in there. So yeah, that's what it's looking like now. Obviously the intercooler's not centered anymore, but you probably won't even really be able to tell behind the bumpers. Well, that's gonna do it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching, and like and subscribe if you like my videos. I know it's been a couple weeks since I posted a video. Like I said, we've just been busy with the new shop. They're unfortunately still waiting on some permits and stuff for the new shop, so we can't get in there quite yet, but as soon as they do that, then we can start moving stuff over there. So, cool, guys. Well, like I said, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Let me know in the comments what you want to see done next, or what you want me to do different, or just suggestions that you guys have. I try to reply to everybody as soon as I can, and I try to reply to every single comment that I get. So thanks for being patient. See you guys next time.